Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Triumphant Thursday. We're so grateful. We thank God how He has blessed us to see this day. Today, I invite you to look with me into Joshua, the first chapter, verses 1 through 11. A very powerful text. This is the text in which the charge comes to Joshua, and it basically says, it's your turn to be strong and courageous. Now, the text begins to remind us, now Moses has died. The servant of the Lord. He was the one who led the Israelites out of bondage, and he led them as they made their way through the Red Sea, and now they're moving forward. Joshua is the assistant of Moses. Joshua is the one that God is giving him the charge. He tells him in verse 2, Moses, my servant, is dead. So Joshua has to think about life and living. Joshua has to be reminded that God was training him. God was preparing him for this moment, this day, this hour, and this age. He says, Moses, my servant, is dead. So now it's your turn. It's your turn to take the leadership. You've been with Moses. You've seen how I was with Moses. And in the same way, I'm going to be with you. He tells him, therefore, I need for you to lead the people. I need for you to take them across the Jordan into the land that I'm giving you, the land that I promised to you, that wherever you set your foot, you will be on the land that I've given to you. Now, God tells Moses, it's now time for you to leave. And now Joshua, your apprentice, is in charge. So Joshua realizes he now has a task. The task is to lead these people. Couldn't you imagine what Joshua was thinking? I remember how they treated Moses. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. How many times have you and I been thrust into the portion of leadership that we felt like we were not ready for? Therefore, we need a word from God, a word that tells us that I am with you. Now, God tells Joshua the words he needs to hear in verse 5. No one will be able to stand against you as long as you live, and I will be with you the same way that I was with Moses. The thing that I need for you to do is to be strong and be courageous. It is important for us to know that leadership requires persons who will be strong and courageous, strong in their constitutional belief that God is going to be with me, strong in their understanding to know that God will never leave me nor forsake me. But God tells him also in verse 7, be strong and very courageous. Just don't be courageous, be very courageous. That means be careful to obey all the instructions that I gave to Moses I need for you to do. And if you do everything that I told Moses, if you follow the standard that has been set and you do what is right and you don't deviate from it, don't go to the right nor to the left, but do exactly what I've said, then you will be successful in everything that you do. Notice God tells Joshua, you'll be successful in everything you do if you do what I tell you to do. Too many times you and I feel that God is just going to give us success if we do what we want to do. No, the text says that if you do everything I've told you to do, you will find yourself being successful. Somebody said success only appears one place, and that's in the dictionary. Success comes before work, but work is absolutely necessary. Joshua has to do the work that God has assigned to him. But not only that, he has to meditate on what God has said day and night. He must make sure that he understands what God has said. He was with Moses. He saw how Moses had the relationship with God. Now, God wants Joshua to be of the same caliber. I want you to listen to me. I want you to follow me. This is my commandment. Be strong and courageous, and don't be afraid or discouraged. You know, too oftentimes you and I, we become fearful and discouraged when God tells us to have great courage, to be very courageous. And wherever you go, I'll be with you. Joshua now learns that the Lord has commanded him what he needs to do. I'm going to be with you. I just need for you to go and accomplish what I've said. Now, he tells him in verse number 11, go to the camp and tell the people to get ready because we are going to make a move. In 3 days, you will cross the Jordan and take all the possessions of the land that the Lord has given to you, and know that I'll be with you. Today, I want to remind you, it's your turn. Be strong and be courageous and do what God has said, and you'll find out that the victory will always be the Lord's, and we will be the beneficiaries of following the voice of God. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Always know that you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and God has a great blessing in store for you in this year of 20 and 23. May it be bigger and better than you ever envisioned it to be, and take the Lord with you everywhere you go.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.